Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and what an exciting, amazing day for us Star Wars fans. We're going to be discussing everything that we know here about the upcoming new Mandalorian and Grogu movie that is going to be directed by Jon Favreau, taking on Dave Filoni as an executive producer, as well as Kathleen Kennedy. We're going to go ahead, we're going to break it all down with the official announcement, what we're anticipating to see with this upcoming movie here, as well as where this fits into the Star Wars timeline and the franchise, also taking a look at for when it looks to release as well. We're going to be discussing all of that right now, right here in today's video, and of course, we're going to go ahead and hop right on into it. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. This has been a long time coming and really quite a surprise announcement. No one had heard anything about this until today. Like, that's exactly what we're covering here on the channel, is leaks and rumors and everything in between kind of scenario, but we didn't hear anything about this, so really a surprise to be sure, but a most welcome one. So Star Wars fans will be going to the theater sooner than expected thanks to the announcement of a new Star Wars movie. December 2019 was the last time that a Star Wars film was released in theaters, nearly 5 years ago, but that will soon change. During Star Wars Celebration of last year, 2023, a brand new future slate was revealed for upcoming Star Wars films, including 3 feature films that will be coming to the big screen sometime over the next 10-ish or so years at that, spacing them out, giving these movies some time to actually get worked on and have a good quality product there as well. So now there's been a 4th movie added to this upcoming slate. Star Wars recently announced over its social medias and on its official website there as well that a brand new feature film titled The Mandalorian and Grogu, which we're kind of taking as a working title for the time being, but it very well could be titled simply The Mandalorian and Grogu, which I think would be really dang cool, will go into production sometime later this year of the year 2024. It was revealed that The Mandalorian's Jon Favreau will be directing and producing the upcoming release. Jon Favreau, as we all know and love as the creator of the Mandoverse, or as the Mandalorian series, co-creating it with Dave Filoni. So it's amazing to see the creator take on an actual Star Wars movie here as well. Dave Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy, as I had mentioned, will also be credits as producers and be working on this movie here as well. One thing that I want to make clear though, however, is that in regards to Dave Filoni had an official Star Wars movie known as kind of like the Thrawn movie or the Mandoverse Cultivation movie that was announced officially last year at Star Wars Celebration 2023. This project is actually different, as that Thrawn movie is being directed by Dave Filoni. The Mandalorian movie is being directed by Jon Favreau. Another small detail that was included in the announcement is that The Mandalorian and Grogu will be at the head of Star Wars' upcoming movie slate. Like, this is the next movie that they are looking to release, and seeing how it's going to be filming and being, going to its production, everything this year, it has a big potential to release next year, as soon as next year, 2025, meaning that it will be the next Star Wars title to be released in theaters ahead of the upcoming other movies like Charmin Chenoy's Rey Skywalker New Jedi Order movie. That was the one that we were all kind of like thinking was going to be released like next or like the most soon, but that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Instead, it is going to be the now Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian and Grogu. And The Mandalorian and Grogu may have only just been announced, but it will be the first Star Wars movie to be released in theaters since 2019's The Rise of Skywalker. As I had mentioned, with the announcement of The Mandalorian and Grogu movie, many fans are instantly questioning whether or not The Mandalorian Season 4 will be released or if the upcoming movie will replace it. And this is a great question to take a look at here, because there were recent rumors and even some leaks kind of going around saying that, they had actually rewrote The Mandalorian Season 4 into a movie instead to be released. So according to a recent report from Deadline.com, the 2 projects, The Mandalorian movie, or The Mandalorian and Grogu, and The Mandalorian Season 4 are 2 separate things. Like, we're still going to be getting The Mandalorian Season 4, meaning that the Season 4 of the show is still going to be releasing on Disney Plus and is in development and will not be affected by The Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which is an amazing news to hear because it's more Star Wars content. In the same report, it was also noted that Pedro Pascal may not reprise the role as Din Djarin in The Mandalorian though, however. And I think that goes more into hand in hand of that, like, he isn't going to be showing his face in this upcoming movie, but they definitely are going to be keeping that voice because it is such an iconic voice, I think, out there. They can't really change that or like recast it essentially. However, not having him show his face, I don't think is anything that's necessarily new because he never did it in The Mandalorian Season 3. It's a pity shame, but it kind of is what it is, and they've kind of like wrote that into the story so it makes sense as well. And then the real world behind that, I think, as we also all know, is that Pedro Pascal is extremely busy working on other projects, such as recently HBO's The Last of Us, especially as Season 2 looks to be filming the same time that The Mandalorian Season 4 is filming, and was notably barely even on set during filming of The Mandalorian's prior seasons. That even goes for like the other seasons, like Season 1 and Season 2, where Pedro Pascal actually did show his face. He was still barely on set even for those as well, even though he wasn't doing much of any other project, shows, or movies, or anything like that. Anyway, however, it is important to note that neither Disney nor Lucasfilm have officially commented on Pascal's status, like if he's going to be returning for the Mandalorian movie. So with this here all in mind, as I had also mentioned and briefly touched on there as well, if they look to kind of fast track this movie here as well, and I also discussed this a little bit in our overview video here on the channel as well, like what is like the release slate and schedule kind of looking like here for everything, and I'm going to go more in depth and in more detail and like really write this all down for you guys, but to kind of give you guys a bit of an overview onto those regards, as I mentioned, I'll be discussing and talking about that in further detail and more depth here on the channel in a separate future video. All the more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. So The Mandalorian Season 4 is about to begin filming in the next couple of weeks in February, so about next month actually. It's probably going to film for the next 9 months. They'll probably conclude their filming sometime around August or September of this year. That there is where Ahsoka Season 2, which was also officially confirmed and greenlit and announced today alongside with the Mandalorian movie. I'll have another video discussing that more detail and more depth here on the channel there as well. This video here is actually just like my Mandalorian movie here, Mandalorian and Grogu, Jon Favreau's movie specifics. However, after the Mandalorian Season 4 wraps up, they're going to go ahead and move on with Ahsoka Season 2. That there is where Jon Favreau is going to kind of branch away and start to go develop his Star Wars movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Now, as I had also mentioned closer to the beginning of this video, this year is not Dave Filoni's Thrawn movie, so we're getting two new Thrawn, or not Thrawn, but two new Mandalorian Mandoverse movies. Dave Filoni's upcoming feature film has also not yet been titled officially, although many fans have theorized and hoped that it will be called Heir to the Empire. Many have kind of referred to it as just like the Thrawn movie. Not much is known about the exact plot of Dave Filoni's entry on the upcoming release slate, but it will also be a big crossover event, or like more of a culmination event much rather, that brings together all the different aspects of the Mandoverse that is currently being fleshed out on Disney+. It kind of looks like that Jon Favreau's movie isn't going to be doing as much of that essentially, or acting as like a culmination movie. It is going to be more focused on The Mandalorian and Grogu, hence its working title. Characters that have also already played quite major roles in the Mandoverse though are expected to appear in Dave Filoni's movie, of course, such as Din Djarin, Grogu, Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, Thrawn, Ahsoka, Luke Skywalker even. Iman Esfandi, who took on Ezra Bridger in the Ahsoka show in live action, also recently claimed that he expects to reprise his role in Dave Filoni's movie there as well. So a very exciting day to be a Star Wars fan. Of course, I'm dying to hear everyone's thoughts and opinions and theories in the comments down below. What are you guys looking forward to seeing with Jon Favreau's Mandalorian movie? I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. I'm so excited about this. We're going to continue to keep you guys updated with not just this, but also all types of other Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. It means the absolute world to me. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.